You know that feeling when you're just standing there in a foreign airport, announcements are blaring everywhere, the security line is like miles long, and your heart is just pounding.
Oh yeah, total panic mode.
Right. So, welcome to today's deep dive into mastering English for international travel. We're basically synthesizing this massive stack of language guides, real life airport dialogues, and vocabulary worksheets to extract the ultimate shortcuts for you.
Yeah, and the mission here is really just turning that travel panic into total confidence, when you're navigating any English-speaking airport.
Exactly. Okay, so let's unpack this. But for a non native speaker, that airport environment is basically a perfect storm for anxiety.
Oh, absolutely.
But across all our sources, we keep seeing this exact same toolkit. It's these five golden phrases you've got. Excuse me, I don't understand. Could you please speak slowly? Thank you so much. And where's the whatever you're looking for?
Right, the
Right.
essentials.
Yeah, and to me, these act like a conversational Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
I mean, you aren't just being polite, right? You are mechanically forcing this crazy, fast-paced environment to just adapt to your needs.
Exactly. It operates almost like a conversational handbrake. And the underlying psychology here is actually really fascinating.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, native speakers mostly just don't realize how fast they talk, especially in a high-stress environment.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're just on autopilot.
Right. So by deploying a phrase like, could you please speak slowly,
Uh,
you interrupt that default autopilot. You politely reset the pace, but more importantly, you acknowledge the staff's time.
oh, I see.
Yeah, you signal effort, which totally flips their psychological script. Instead of seeing you as just another processing delay, they see a human they actually want to help out.
Okay, I get the psychology of phrase framing, but let me push back a bit on how effective this is in reality. Like, I can confidently say, speak slowly at the check-in desk. But if they just reply with this barrage of complex airline jargon, because, say, my bag is over the 50-pound or 20-kilo limit, I mean, I'm still completely lost.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Right. So how do the guides handle that unpredictable kind of response?
Well, that's where the strategy shifts from like linguistic de-escalation to just practical friction reduction. The sources highlight a really specific bypass for this exact scenario.
Okay, what is it?
They call it the book trick.
The book trick.
Yeah. So instead of getting tangled in this complex English debate over, a $50 excess fee, you immediately just open the suitcase, remove a heavy item like some thick books, and transfer it right into your carry-on backpack.
Oh, wow. Just right there at the counter.
Exactly. You do this right at the scale before the boarding pass is even printed. I mean, it
Yeah.
completely circumvents the language barrier by just solving the physical problem.
That is brilliant. And that principle of instantly minimizing friction is exactly why the language we use at the next hurdle is so important.
You mean the security checkpoint?
Right. Security.
Mm.
We all know the involuntary dance routine. Laptops in a separate tray, shoes off, dumping out any liquids over 100 milliliters. Though, fun fact, you can actually keep the empty bottle.
Right. Always keep the empty bottle.
Yeah. We know how security works physically, but the cognitive load spikes again here. And here's where the sources get really interesting. Our guides use the terms luggage and baggage completely interchangeably during these dialogues.
Oh, yeah. That confuses a lot of people.
Right. Is this just English being needlessly chaotic, or is there an actual functional difference separating the two?
It actually comes down to this really fascinating regional nuance.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So in the UK, they are exact synonyms, just totally interchangeable. But in American English, there's a strict mechanical distinction.
Okay, what's the difference?
Well, luggage actually refers to the empty physical suitcases themselves. But once you pack those suitcases full of your stuff, they officially become baggage.
Okay, but if that's true, why do airlines constantly refer to a luggage allowance for bags we are obviously filling up? I mean, that seems completely
Oh
contradictory.
no, it is contradictory in modern usage,
Yeah.
but it actually makes sense when you look at the etymology.
Oh, the history of the words.
Exactly. So baggage stems from old military terminology. It referred to the heavy gear an army had to carry, so it implies weight and like an active burden.
Okay.
Whereas luggage comes from the literal physical act of lugging something heavy around. So American English just evolved to separate the container from the burden inside it.
That is so weird, but it makes sense.
Right. It's exactly why you can have, metaphorical emotional baggage, meaning the heavy psychological burden you carry. But you would never hear anyone talk about having emotional luggage.
The emotional luggage. Yeah, no, that sounds ridiculous. But that distinction makes perfect sense when you frame it around the concept of a burden.
Mm.
So what does this all mean? Tying this directly back to you, the listener. Whether you are asking for directions to gate B12 or declaring items for customs, mastering the mechanics behind these phrases really gives you the cognitive space to just process your environment.
Right. It replaces the anxiety of just barely surviving the transit with the exact tools you need to navigate it with confidence.
Exactly. So you now have the exact vocabulary and the tactics to navigate the airport perfectly. But here's a final thought to ponder on your next trip.
What's that?
What if the inevitable language mistakes you make, those messy moments where the toolkit fails and you just have to figure it out on the fly?
Right, the awkward moments.
Yeah. What if those are actually the exact moments that create your most memorable, authentic travel connections?